The concept of commands can be very confusing because it's really a lot of information to keep straight. But if you can just remember that all commands follow the subjunctive except for to positive, that will be very helpful. Let's look at the to positive formation for a command. Basically, it boils down to this. It is the same as the ea usted form of the present indicative, which is also the to form of the present indicative without the letter s. So, if you're forming a to positive command for an AR verb, it should end in A. For an ER or IR verb, it should end in E. But there is a set of verbs that has irregular to positive commands. The acronym Vin Diesel has 10 weponse is an acronym to help you remember those verbs. Remember, two positive commands for AR verbs end in A. Habla, for example. Two positive commands for ER verbs end in E. Come, for example. Two positive commands for IR verbs end in E. Escribe, for example. Commands for to negative, telling someone what not to do that you would address as to, follow the subjunctive. No hables, no comas, no escribas. Notice that the vowels for the to positive command and the to negative command don't match up because to positive follows the indicative, to negative follows the subjunctive. All other types of commands follow to negative, therefore they follow the subjunctive. So usted, positive and negative, ustedes, positive and negative, and nosotros, positive and negative commands, follow the subjunctive. Their formation is identical to the subjunctive. Notice the commands. Tome, no tome. Doblen, no doblen. Caminemos, no caminemos. They are all identical in the positive and negative command forms for the subjects usted, ustedes, and nosotros. Forming commands for reflexive verbs can be especially tricky. If it's a positive command, affirmative and positive are interchangeable terms, you have to attach the reflexive pronoun to the command form itself. Te is the pronoun you attach to a to positive command. Se is the pronoun you attach to an usted positive command for reflexive verb. Nos to nosotros, se to ustedes. When you attach the pronoun, you're adding a syllable and you need to write in the accent. The accent goes 3 vowel syllables from the end of the word. After you attach the pronoun, count back 3 vowel syllables. This is called the AAA procedure. The first A stands for affirmative, which means positive. The second A stands for attach, to remind you to attach the pronoun to the command. The third A stands for accent, to remind you you need to write in an accent. You count back 3 vowels from the end of the word after you attach the pronoun. It's actually 3 syllables, which is usually 3 vowels. If it is for the nosotros positive command for a reflexive verb, you drop the letter S from the command before attaching nos. Let's look at an example. The verb levantarse. The positive commands are levántate. Notice the accent. Levántese. Again, notice the accent. Levántense con acento. Levantémonos. Notice we had to drop the S from levantemos before attaching nos. For a negative command for a reflexive verb, the formula is no plus the pronoun plus the subjunctive. You don't have to worry about an accent because you're not attaching the pronoun. Nosotros commands follow the subjunctive. They translate to let's plus the meaning of the verb you're using to form the command. The verb ir, however, is an exception. The positive command for ir nosotros is irregular. It is vamos. The negative, no vayamos. Remember the verb irse, the reflexive version of ir. The positive command, vámonos. The negative, no nos vayamos. A few important things to remember. Stem changes will apply in commands. For commands for nosotros, you follow the subjunctive. So think about what that means with stem changing verbs. If it's an AR or ER stem changing verb, there will be no change for nosotros because there is not in the subjunctive. For IR, however, remember we change E to I or O to U in the nosotros form of the subjunctive, and therefore also for commands. Think also about irregularities that apply in the subjunctive. Those will be seen in all commands except for to positive because it does not follow the subjunctive. Here's a visual to help you remember. To positive commands go to the left and they take indicative road. All other subjects for commands, to negative, usted, positive and negative, nosotros, positive and negative, and ustedes, positive and negative, take subjunctive road.